So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Hey.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny. Hot, hot, hot. Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Kick it.
Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Good morning, sunshine. My mic sounds nice. What about yours? Hello? Hello?
Hello, hello. How are you?
You want to start this off by singing your favorite song?
Oh man, I don't know about that. I kind of embarrassed myself.
It's okay. You know, this is teamwork across the board. And thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to join us today in the hot seat and on the tan line. Don't let the name scare you off, okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
It's your first field trip to the madhouse, but just promise that it will not be your last.
No, I guarantee you that. I'm looking forward to this. I appreciate you having me.
Oh, anytime. You know, this is an extension of your office. We have so many of our listeners and so many of our viewers that depend on the information outside of the entertainment that we give. And being that you are now the new chief of the BRPD, you got your hands full. Congratulations on this position.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so I've been with the department 21 years, but like you said, new chief of police, sworn in mid-January, so about 50 days in now. Halfway through my 100-day kind of getting started, playing things I'm trying to accomplish. So yeah, it's been a good transition.
That's good. And those are the things that I really want to talk about today because we don't know. And usually by the time we hear your voice in a news story, it's somebody else telling your story. You're about 50 days in this new role. What has been the biggest wow or unveiling of the curtain that has struck you within the first 50?
I think the biggest wow is the number of people that want to talk to me.
Yeah.
So, it became pretty popular just overnight. A lot of meetings, a lot of going out places, which is good though, because number one thing on my 100-day plan, which I rolled out, it's on our website if you want to look at it. I'm kind of proud of it. But the number one thing on there was gathering information.
Okay.
So going out to all the community events I can go to, all the walks, all the town halls, talking to as many groups and people that I can talk to get that information is big things for me.
Yeah, and then that's important because you have to build that rapport where you've been in this field for 21 years. I mean, it's never a dull moment. Here in Baton Rouge, we have our challenges, but if you don't have the trust of those that you serve, it's going to be a lot harder for you to get to the answers that you really need.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I need. Hey, how can we get back to that trust? How can we bridge some gaps with the community? Because we need everybody's help. We need everybody sitting at the table so we can accomplish this same goal of making Baton Rouge a better and safer place.
Absolutely. And as you rolled out your plan, what does that look like? Do we see any major changes coming within the department itself?
So what you're going to see is right now is me, like I said, just getting information. I know that where I'm sitting at the top spot as chief of police, the decisions I make not only affect internally my officers and other employees I have, 900 or so employees for the Baton Rouge Police Department when we're looking at civilians and everything. So those decisions definitely affect there, but it has a trickle-down effect affecting the entire community on what I decide about policies and different things like that. Even discipline matters. So I want everybody's opinion and everybody's voice so I can make the best decisions for everyone.
Right. And we have those upticks when it comes down to the crime, especially if it's coming down to the youngsters. We have a lot of kids that's facing their own obstacles, a lot of challenges, and sometimes it steers them in the wrong direction. What are we doing to start preventing that and to give them a little more hope versus the latter?
Yeah, so unfortunately what we have seen, especially in our violent crime numbers, is the age of our suspects and the age of our victims getting younger and younger and younger. We're arresting 14, 15-year-olds for murder now, and it's a tragedy.
Wow.
And so on the police side, we're doing our part, in the month of February, where we made 250 arrests, felony arrests, took 109 guns off the street. Of those 250 felony arrests, I think like 70-something were juveniles, or there was another 70-something that were juvenile arrests that we had to make. So we're doing our part, 15,000 calls for service answering. But everywhere I go, I say that getting out of the violent crime and just this pattern is not something we can just arrest or police our way out of. we need all the community help we can get. We need those people that can be out in the schools and reach the kids at a younger age. We've been partnering with some organizations. I got to go to speak to like 500 kids at school function last week.
Good.
And community policing has got 55 events just in the month of March that they're going out into the community.
Absolutely.
Different things like PAL, our police athletic league, just playing basketball with kids at night.
Now, are you any good at basketball? Will you be out there playing along too? I'm asking now.
I can ball a little bit.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
a little bit. I probably stay on the outside a little more. You
Get
know?
you to coach a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But,
and it's good to see that, you know, you're taking the interest of the kids as well, because then they see you outside of the badge. They see you outside of the uniform. They see you outside of, hey man, if he's coming, there's nothing but trouble. And that's generally what it is, you know? And so it's a lot that has to change when we start building those relationships, and kids know what's real, and they'll be the first ones to let us know, right?
Exactly. Usually when a police officer and somebody in the community are talking, it's because something's wrong. Someone's
Yeah.
having a bad day, right? You just
Yeah.
got pulled over. You had to call because there was a domestic disturbance at the
Yeah.
house, or your vehicle got broken into.
Yeah.
Someone's having a bad day. Nobody picks up the phone and says, hey, everything was doing really good right now. You mind coming over and having a plate of barbecue?
Just doesn't
Right?
happen.
That doesn't happen. So
Yeah.
anytime that we can get police in the community in the same room, looking at each other when on normal circumstances, through all these events that we host and that we're partnering with other people to participate in, so we can break down some of those barriers and some of those stereotypes.
Absolutely. And you know, it's good to hear that you're doing all of these different events, and so many community stakeholders, they're hosting these events and want to know how can they reach out. Go BRPD.com, GEAUX BRPD.com. They can get all of the details, see some of the plans that you're rolling out, join some of these field trips that's going to set the tone, and even invite us out, because as you're doing these things, we would love to have an extension say, you know what, this weekend, some of the safe opportunities for our families to be able to gather, some of the safe opportunities for our kids to be able to go out and just be kids. Because now when you're saying that you're arresting 14 and 15-year-olds, one, that's alarming. But then you're arresting them because they have pulled the trigger and taken someone's life. It's just like, whoa. That's 8th, 9th, 10th grade.
Yeah, it's terrible. You know, I have a 13-year-old myself, and just to think about a couple years older, just to be in that lifestyle where, you know, you think violence and guns are the option, it's not good. We need to reach out to these kids for sure.
Absolutely. And I know that you all have been doing a great job at getting the word out. And we want these standing appointments so we can just stay in touch. And if anyone ever have any questions, any things that they would like to address, to at least have that platform to where they can send it in and have you take the time to really give them some of the solutions. Because we could talk about the issues and the problems all day, but what are we doing for those solutions, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And when you start talking about recruitment as well, what does that look like under your leadership for this department?
Yeah, so recruitment, before I became chief, I was in training for 7 years, and the last part of that was commander over training services, which put me in charge of the training academy, the firearms range, and recruiting. So recruiting is definitely big for me. We're short on the department. We're short across the board, about 130 officers short. We're short in our non-sworn positions as well.
No. What does that look like? The non-sworn positions.
So the non-sworn positions, we're talking about fingerprint techs, we're talking about dispatchers, we're talking about CIU. So maybe somebody's like, hey, I want to be a part of Baton Rouge Police. I want to be a part of helping the community, but I don't know about putting on a badge and a gun.
Yeah.
We have other ways that you can help. We have other opportunities and openings that we would love to hire you on.
And, you know, I've never really heard anyone say that we're hiring for the dispatch department. Tell me a little bit about that, because when you call 911, everything right then is escalated. So it's important that the voice on the other side of that speaker can either talk you off of a limb to stop you from pushing over the bridge, right?
Yeah.
How important of the training process is that? And what are some of the qualifications to even be a dispatcher?
Yeah, so our dispatchers, I like to refer to them as the backbone of our department. And they do a great job handling all those calls when somebody is in distress. They need that help immediately. They have to talk to the person on the phone, and then they're talking to our officers, dispatching them to the scene, or when, you know, they're the first ones, if our officers keying up, calling for help and needing something, they're the ones that have to try to calm that down and get help to them as well.
Right.
And so it takes somebody that has a little bit of typing ability, can speak to someone on the phone. We have a really good training program that we're even increasing right now. We actually just hired on 6 or 7 new dispatchers this past couple weeks, but we still have openings for more.
Absolutely. And for all of the details on that, be sure to log on to GoBRPD.com. Can't say it enough. GEAUX BRPD.com. I know you have a wish list. You may not say it out loud, but if it's top tier on your list, the thing that you want to see under this magic wand that the world thinks that you have, to be able to fix the biggest hurdle right now, what does that look like for Chief Morse?
Jokingly, I'm gonna say the one thing that I've been saying is I wish there was more hours in the day, so I
Yeah.
could accomplish more, so I could be
Yeah.
more places. But big thing for people to be involved, one, so for us to get more officers hired, get more officers be able to be on the street, get our recruiting numbers up, and then just more involvement overall with the community. The mayor's office has been very supportive, and they do a lot of great things with their Safe, Hopeful, Healthy initiatives.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to be a partner with us, partner with people like them. Partner with some of the Mothers Against the Violence organizations, and partner with those kind of people so that we can all kind of get to this same goal. We need everyone working together so that we can accomplish.
Because it's important, and I know that you and your team, you can't do it alone. If a parent or a guardian knows that this child has a beef with someone at the school or in the neighborhood or just in general, please say something. We have this culture to where snitches get stitches. Man, that's gotta grow old. It's gotta grow old.
Yeah, and what we're seeing in our shootings is kind of a combination of just kind of domestic type stuff, but then what's really creeping up, what number is getting bigger, is this retaliation shootings.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing is, today's suspect is tomorrow's victim.
Yeah.
Where it's just these groups, and because of social media or because different schools or different rap labels, whatever the case may be, they don't like each other and they're turning to guns to settle those differences.
Yeah, nobody's talking it out. Disrespect is loud, and the bullets, they never run out. Every day it gets harder for me to be able to do my job, to come in and report the news. So I can only imagine how hard it is for you and your team to put on a vest every single day and decide to walk into that. You know what I mean? It's not a job. It's got to be a calling, because it's got to be next level to put your life and everything that you believe in on the line, to say that I'm here to protect, I'm here to serve. And there's a level of accountability and transparency that has to be there across the board.
100%. And I think that's what is lost on vast majority of people, is what our officers do every day. They will go from a call. It was in the news just the other day about a 4-year-old getting a hold of a gun and shooting himself.
Man,
my
listen.
officers were the first ones on the scene and had to render medical aid to that 4-year-old.
Come on.
Within about 30 minutes, they were leaving that scene to go answer somebody's suspicions and about their door was left open in their house. And then they leave there to go handle an accident. And they leave there to go to...
That's a lot to unpack. That is a lot.
Yeah, so they're out there doing work after work after work after work. And people don't realize that and they're humans, and sometimes it wears on them. So that mental wellness part of it is something that's big on my administration, that checking on our officers. I've been going out to all the scenes, the homicide scenes.
Yeah.
It's been different, and it's been good, but it's been different being on the other side of the crime scene tape, as I call it.
Yeah.
I've been on the inside, but now I'm going on the outside talking to the families and being there with them as they grieved on their loved ones. And people need to just see this. They need to see that these bullets have names on them.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is not just affecting that one person, but it's affecting whole families and generations.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad that you mentioned the mental wellness of the officers, because they do see a lot and there is no turning it off, right? And even with the fatigue that comes along with it, and then it may get harder for you in these times to even be able to recruit, because of people really don't know how to say I'm not okay if they're not okay. And when you have on a badge, everybody expects you to be a superhero. So how important is it that you have that space for your officers to know that if you need that time, if you need these resources, we're bridging the gap, and we're forming relationships with people that can give you the professional help.
It's extremely important. And since 2016, we've really amped up our mental health, mental wellness part for our officers. But I want to see us do better. We need to be more proactive with it instead of reactive. We need to be checking with our officers before they go handle the next call. We need to making sure just continuous check-ins, and we're empowering the supervisors to do that with some more training. Just really checking in with the officers, because at the end of the day, you know, if we make a mistake, it makes the news. It's not like somebody
That's
makes
true.
a mistake in the fast food restaurant, you got the wrong order,
Fries,
right? But
Yes,
when
not the
an
same.
officer, their mental wellness starts going back, you know, and they make a mistake, then it's newsworthy. So we have to really stay on top of that piece for sure.
Absolutely. And look, I know that you all have been super busy, but I am grateful that you decided to take the time today. I look forward to having you back real soon. We got a list of events and field trips and job fairs and resources and all that good stuff. Just tell Portia the next time that she makes it here, we expect, because if it doesn't make me disco ball happy, I typically don't roll with it. You know, so we just got to come up with our list of things that we'll need her to provide for us next time. Just, you know, make it a little hard for her.
I love it. So I want to encourage everybody. So that Go BRPD, that's our recruiting website. BRPD.com is our regular website. And on there, you can find a link that is Chat with the Chief. Very easy form to fill out. You get 15 minutes one-on-one with me. Come sit down in my office and tell me what's going on. Tell me what is plaguing you, your community. What can we do better as the Baton Rouge Police Department? I really love the interactions and stuff. So we can work something like that out as well, you know.
Absolutely.
Have some of your listeners, they want to get involved and talk to me.
Say less. Say less. What? You open the door? Absolutely. These floodgates are now open. BRPD.com. Chat with the Chief. Chief Morse, you are the real MVP, and don't you dare let them tell you different, okay?
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
I know you got more work to do, so I'm going to let you chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Aww.
Perfect.
I like that little outline.